Let's open the book on this. Today in New York City, an explosion at a Staten Island shipyard has been ruled accidental, leaving a community in shock. Okay, here we go, from the top. Hi, I'm Leah.
And I'm Garrett.
Welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett reporting from New York City. First up, Staten Island shipyard explosion deemed accidental by FDNY after tragic fatality. The FDNY, that's the New York City Fire Department, says last Friday's blast at a Staten Island shipyard was caused by the ignition of flammable vapors from industrial-grade paint. Flammable vapors are fumes that can ignite from even a small spark. One person died and 36 people were injured, including 31 firefighters and 4 EMS workers, emergency medical staff. The department was responding to reports of workers trapped in a confined space, a small, hard-to-access area like a tank or compartment where airflow is limited. Hundreds of first responders coordinated a massive rescue. Most have been released from the hospital. A fire marshal, which is a fire investigator and safety official, remains in stable condition. Real talk. This underscores how dangerous industrial materials can be, especially paints and solvents that off-gas. And the response, it took serious coordination across units. Why is it that vapors like that can build up so quickly on a worksite, Garrett?
All right, let's set the stage for this one. In workshops and shipyards, you've got enclosed nooks, you've got solvents evaporating, and if ventilation is weak, vapors pool near the floor. Add any ignition source, like a tool spark, and that's a flashpoint. I'm not going to lie, the sheer number of injured first responders hit me. Coordinating that many teams in a hazardous maze-like environment is like a puzzle you can't fully see until you're inside it. I'm all about stronger, no-excuses safety protocols. Simple stuff like air monitors and hard stop rules on ignition sources in paint zones can save lives. That's a solid point to take forward for any shop in the city. All right, let's roll on. Brooklyn hate crime trial. Defendant denies intent in O'Shea Sibley stabbing. Here's the snapshot. Dmitry Popov, the defendant, testified that he didn't intend to use a knife he carried for protection. He's charged in the death of O'Shea Sibley, a black and gay professional dancer known in the city's ballroom community, which is a performance and dance culture rooted in LGBTQ+ spaces. The stabbing happened in July 2023 at a gas station in Midwood, that's in southern Brooklyn. Prosecutors say Popov used homophobic and racial slurs. Popov denies that and claims self-defense. The trial started in May of this year, and it's highlighting a broader rise in hate crimes against gay men and black New Yorkers. In court, intent means the purpose in your mind when you acted. Proving a hate crime often hinges on intent and bias, which can be hard to show beyond a reasonable doubt. One surprise, the video evidence reportedly has no sound. So any slurs or threats would need to be proven through witnesses and context, not the tape itself. That's a curveball.
That's close to the heart of it. The rise in hate crimes is honestly devastating. It's not just a statistic, it's fear and grief spread across communities. Without audio, you lose direct proof of words used, and those words matter if you're trying to show bias as motivation. I totally get that self-defense is a legal claim, but when a young artist is dead, it's hard not to ask, why did it escalate at all? What a twist that a kitchen knife carried for protection became the central object in this tragedy. Keeping it real, courts need evidence that's solid and specific. Witness testimony will have to fill the sound gap. And I think the broader takeaway is we have to keep eyes on the trend line, not just this one case, to understand what's happening in the city. Okay, let's move on. NYPD warns of increasing subway surfing incidents fueled by stolen MTA keys. Subway surfing is when people ride outside trains, like on rooftops or between cars, which is extremely dangerous. The NYPD says theft and online sale of MTA conductors' keys have made it worse. The MTA is the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, the folks who run the subways and buses. Since 2023, 76 people have been caught with those keys, which can open train doors and certain access points. Social media communities are normalizing this behavior, and we've seen teen deaths and serious injuries tied to it. NYPD says they're increasing enforcement, coordinating with the MTA, and using drones twice a day to monitor hotspots. Drones are small remote aircraft with cameras. Think flying tripods that can survey tracks without putting officers on the third rail. Can you believe that's even a thing? Kids using stolen keys to move parked trains? That one gave me chills.
Yeah, that checks out as a security red flag. I'm down for layered fixes. Swap out legacy locks, add electronic access with audit trails, which just means a record of who opened what door and when, and keep those drones up for real-time deterrence. Also, parents and guardians, like quick thought. If your teen's feeds are all train-top selfies, that's a signal. The platforms can glamorize risk, and we've got to meet that with clear, real-world consequences. It blows my mind that a key can turn a platform dare into a rolling hazard. Let's not let this one slide by. Let's keep it moving. Federal trial uncovers ICE's awareness of overcrowded NYC holding cells. ICE is Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the federal agency that handles immigration detention and enforcement. In a New York City federal trial, emails and testimony showed that at 26 Federal Plaza in Lower Manhattan, holding cells were severely overcrowded, sometimes with over 100 detainees in spaces meant for far fewer. A federal judge ordered reductions in 2025, but the plaintiffs, that's the group bringing the lawsuit, say violations kept happening. ICE says they followed the orders. The trial is testing that claim and spotlighting detainee rights and safety inside short-term holding spaces. Here's another angle to look at. Overcrowding isn't just uncomfortable, it risks sanitation breakdowns, medical issues, and frankly, dignity. If internal emails show awareness of non-compliance with a court order, that's a serious accountability question. Court orders are not suggestions, they're legal directives from a judge.
Let's shed some light on this. If people inside the agency knew they were over capacity and still kept loading those cells, that's not just a paperwork miss. That's people's health and safety on the line. Human rights are not optional. Why wouldn't they immediately decompress the space once the judge said so?
Possible reasons, not excuses. Logistics, intake surges, or lack of alternate space. But if you know you're over the line, you hit pause and reroute. It's that simple. I hope the court nails down a clear compliance plan with transparent reporting. That's how you stop this from being a recurring headline.
Last up, Mayor Mamdani set to resolve controversial McGuinness Boulevard bike lane project amid bribery scandal. Mayor Zohran Mamdani says the city is finalizing a redesign for McGuinness Boulevard in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. The plan extends a parking-protected bike lane from Callier Street to the Pulaski Bridge. Parking protected means the bike lane runs next to the curb, with parked cars creating a buffer between cyclists and moving traffic. This whole thing has been delayed for years, including under former Mayor Eric Adams. Prosecutors had alleged a bribery tangle involving members of that administration. Those are allegations, not proven in court for everyone named. The urgency here follows a 2021 tragedy when a beloved teacher was killed crossing the boulevard. Construction is slated to start soon and wrap by fall. We've got layers here, business interests, like Broadway Stages, a film and TV production company in the area, pushed back on earlier versions. The city is saying street safety has to come first. It's a shift in priorities, designing for people walking and biking as a baseline, not an afterthought.
I could get behind that idea. If this corridor becomes calmer and safer, it's a blueprint for other fast arterials across the boroughs. And wow, the alleged bribery details, free catering, and even a TV cameo tossed around, definitely not what I expected. That's a reminder that process matters. Transparent outreach plus data, like crash stats and traffic counts, should be the backbone of these calls. If they nail the design, good sight lines, short crosswalks, and predictable intersections, you get safety without chaos. Nailed it, if they execute.
All right, on to the next day soon enough.
Thanks for tuning in to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett, straight from New York City. Have a great day, and join us again tomorrow.